Dennis, Dog Pound Daily had the 5 most important additions to the Browns, all the defensive guys. We're going to start at 5. They say the 5th most important is Greg Newsome, their first-round cornerback.
Well, I haven't seen the publication, Dave. I can't wait to read who the 4 more important guys are. I mean, John Johnson, I would think, would be number 1. But Newsome is very important because depending on Greedy Williams' health, it is in the shoulder situation. It is possible that Newsome is CB2, and he's also got to be ready to go in case Denzel can't answer the bell. And we love Denzel Ward; he's an enormously talented player. But the fact of the matter is, in his 3 seasons, he's played 13, 12, and 12 games. So he is yet to show that he can play 16. And so I think Greg Newsome II is incredibly important in this mix. You can never have enough quality cornerbacks in the 21st century NFL.
All right, number 4, a guy you really like, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
I mean, the Joker is just, all you had to do was watch Notre Dame games. And for some reason, I watched a lot of Notre Dame games. I'm not an alum. I don't have buddies that go there or went there. But I enjoy watching Notre Dame football. And there was one guy on defense that seemed to be everywhere. And he just flew around. He smashed into people. And I remember saying, boy, I would love to see this guy play for the Browns. Well, it was the Joker. And, you know, I cannot wait to see what he can do. Now, in training camp, I wonder how much he'll be able to show because, you know, things need to be dialed down a bit. You can't be smashing into guys all the time. But you hate to use cliches, Dave, but I'll use one here. He's a football player, all right? And we know in this town there haven't been enough of those over the years. He's a guy that you put the helmet on and the pads on, and he goes out and just plays and does good things. And by the end of the game, you go, all right, he had an impact. Where it's going to be, I really don't know. But I think Joe Woods is excited to have him.
Yeah, and those are the kind of guys that Cleveland loves. If he plays like he did at Notre Dame, he will without question be somebody that Browns fans love.
And Dave, one more thing. He's a guy that if he had gone to Pittsburgh or Baltimore, what would you be hearing? Oh, the Ravens and Steelers got the steal of the draft. He's the greatest linebacker ever, and he could also play safety, and he could check receivers in the slot. We would be hearing it 24/7 if the Ravens or Steelers had gotten a Joker.
Yes. All right, number 3 is the guy you think is the most important one, John Johnson.
Wow. All right. I can't wait for the top 2, but Johnson is such a good player, the quarterback of the defense, incredible football IQ. He just has a nose for the ball. We know the Browns were sorely lacking in, you know, the deep secondary last year. I mean, yes, the defense on the whole struggled when it didn't need to, but the safety position, especially with the injuries that the Browns were dealing with, there was a desperate need there, and Johnson comes in, and I can't wait to see him.
Number 2 is Jadeveon Clowney.
I mean, I would have ranked Johnson again 1. I don't know who 1 is going to be, but Clowney, the reason I wouldn't rank Clowney 2 or even 1 or even 3 maybe is because I just don't know what I'm getting from Jadeveon Clowney. We love the Jadeveon Clowney who blew up the Michigan running back in the bowl game. And, you know, we love the guy with all the hype coming into the draft. And he's capable of making spectacular plays. And he has put, you know, stretches of games together where he's been dominant. But the injuries are just too big of a cloud at this moment for me to say he's automatically going to be a quarterback wrecker on the edge. And by the way, too, another reason the Browns probably got Clowney is because he's capable of playing inside as well. He could be a run stuffer inside. That's not where he, butters his bread. But if needed, I mean, you could have a potential 4 out there of, I don't know, Miles, Jackson, Clowney, and Tack McKinley. So there is versatility there, but the key with Clowney is he's got to stay healthy.
They have the number one being linebacker Anthony Walker, and that's they added Walker, and that's a fast linebacker, and you almost you forget about him because they added so many pieces on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and I chuckle. I'm not knocking Walker. He's an important piece. He's a valuable player to bring in, but I don't see him as the most significant player on that defense or the most significant addition. I would probably go Johnson first, Newsome second, Clowney third, Walker fourth, and who was the fifth one?
Newsome.
And the Joker. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I put the Joker ahead of Walker. I just don't know that Walker is a dynamic player. You know what I mean? Great in the locker room, and teammates love him. Leader, quarterback of the linebackers. But when I think of him, I don't think of a dominant player, a potentially dominant player. And otherwise, I think he would still be with the Colts.